Plan for the best, but prepare for the worst with BuyEmergencyFoods.com. For a hearty freeze-dried meal ready in seconds, just add water. 25-year shelf life and non-GMO. The taste test king. Bigger portion sizes and more food storage for your money. For when you and your family need it most. Click the link below and buy Emergency Foods right now. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. It is, of course, December 12th, 2013, and to me this is a amazing but also very telling story that I think that you need to pay attention to if you're not. And if you're not reading between the lines here, you should be. Because it's telling you something about the condition of the presidency, about the condition of the President of the United States, and about the condition and the influence that the power structure here in the United States and globally has over world events at this current moment in time. This article is by My Way, apnews.myway.com. Says that the interpreter at the Mandela event was hallucinating. This gentleman here has a history, here's a larger photo, a history of schizophrenia, violent acts, seeing things, seeing angels. Said he saw angels at the Mandela event. You literally have a gentleman this close to the president. Take a look at this. This is how close he was to the president during his speech at the commemoration for Mandela, his funeral, where Barack Obama basically licked the coffin of Mandela because, you know, he's in support of terrorism and things like necklacing, where they put tires around your necks and light it on fire and, you know, kill political war prisoners or impale others. You know, all of this a form of terrorism. So this is why, you know, the president was here, because he's an obvious communist sympathizer, as was Mandela. Also, I would argue a fascist dictator. So, of course, he's going to align himself with the revolutionary philosophy that was Mandela, that led to all these heinous, evil acts. And his political enemies, Mandela's wife was also a very big part of that. In fact, I did a very big video on Mandela, biography. I encourage you to watch. It has over 50,000 views on YouTube. And it's really the truth about Mandela that nobody really wants to talk about. But here we have a gentleman here who was providing sign language of the events, who people say he was just giving off gibberish, standing this close to the president, who has a history and track record of violent acts, schizophrenia, hallucinations, and visions. Says that he was actually hallucinating during the speech, close to the president, that close to the president, and other world leaders. Says the man accused of faking sign interpretation while standing alongside world leaders like U.S. President Barack Obama and Nelson Mandela's memorial service said Thursday he saw angels at the event and has been violent in the past and suffers from schizophrenia. Now, you can read this article for yourself. You can find out all the details. But what this tells me that if the New World Order, and you should already know this, of course I already know this, if the New World Order wanted to get rid of the current administration, let's just put it that way, they could. They could very easily get rid of the current administration. Just like they got rid of JFK when he started, you know, pushing his own agenda and his own path, they got rid of him. So, you know, the fact that the president is still in power, the fact that he was elected for a second term, the fact that he successfully has transitioned America from a constitutional republic to a fascist dictatorship, where they're now implementing fascist rule like Obamacare and this forced taxation without representation, which is the equivalent of what the British did to tea before the Declaration of 1776, tells you that they want this man in power. So you can look at this two ways. Either a gross security breach by this gentleman here for allowing this person to get this close to the president. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is another MK Ultra pre-programmed killer here that maybe didn't do his job during this speech. Maybe there was another objective that was not accomplished a few days ago during the Mandela ceremony, and puts individuals like this guy right here this close to the president. Again, Was there another objective at this event just a few days ago that maybe wasn't accomplished? An objective that we've seen time and time again, whether or not it was Sandy Hook or it was the shooting spree at the Navy Yard in Washington, D.C. not too long ago, or any other of these staged events, these gun events, which are aimed to confiscate and abolish the Second Amendment here in the United States. Again, there's another article you should pay attention to today if you haven't seen. It says Washington Post crowdsources gun violence stories for Sandy Hook anniversary. Just going to show you how the mainstream media pitches a narrative that's being submitted to them by the paradigm and by the power structure in order to abolish the Second Amendment and confiscate our constitutional right here in the United States of America. Not to mention just the sheer childishness and the sheer disrespectful nature of a president who's so egotistical and is so narcissistic and self-involved that he's posing for selfies at an event that should be a somber setting where you're actually paying tribute to the death of somebody that Obama says he really respects. Goes to show you what kind of person and goes to show you the nature of this person and this president as he poses for a selfie shot with other world leaders. We see here Mr. Cameron along with a really pissed off and angry, vehemently angry wife, Michelle Obama. Get this video out everywhere. I'm Christopher Green, hard-hitting and in your face. Was this an assassin? Was this an assassin placed at the Mandela event but somehow was unable to accomplish his objective? Maybe mind-controlled and mind-programmed, seeing visions, saying himself he saw angels that day and is a violent man, has a violent track record, and is also a warranted and medically diagnosed schizophrenic. Was this man set up to do something that just didn't happen a few days ago? Answer that question for me. I'm Christopher Green. Get it out, make it viral, hard-hitting, and in your face.